What health condition do you have that you wish more people understood? I watched my best friend Benny collapse in the middle of laughing at my joke. One second he was cracking up, the next he was on the floor like someone cut his power cord. His eyes were open but empty. His arms went limp. I thought he was dying. That was the first time I saw what narcolepsy really does to someone. Not the cute version from movies where people just nod off during boring meetings. The real kind where your brain betrays you without warning. Benny looked completely normal. He had thick arms from working at his uncle's auto shop, always wore a smile, and laughed louder than anyone I knew. Nobody believed something was actually wrong with him. His girlfriend Ashley definitely didn't believe it. She'd roll her eyes every time Benny suddenly stopped mid-sentence and stared at nothing for 10 seconds. "Stop spacing out when I'm talking to you," she'd snap. When he tried explaining the condition, she just said he was making excuses for not paying attention to her. His dad was even worse. "Get off that couch! You're just tired from staring at screens all day," he'd yell every morning when Benny struggled to wake up. Benny tried showing him doctor's notes, medication bottles, everything. His dad would just wave it away and tell him to drink more coffee and stop being lazy. The real nightmare started when Benny fell asleep at a red light. He was driving home from the shop, waiting for the light to turn green, and his brain just shut off. The car behind him honked for 2 minutes straight before a cop pulled up next to him. The officer yanked his door open and immediately started accusing him of being on drugs. Benny's words were slurred because he'd just woken up from a sleep attack. His movements were slow and confused. "I have narcolepsy," Benny kept saying. "It's a medical condition. I have papers." The cop just shook his head. "So you're telling me you're too dangerous to drive either way? You're admitting that right now." They suspended his license on the spot. Benny tried fighting it, but the DMV examiner took one look at his diagnosis and stamped denied across his appeal form. His uncle fired him the next week. "Insurance won't cover you anymore, kid. I'm sorry, but I can't take that risk." 23 years old, and Benny couldn't work or drive anywhere. Ashley left him 2 weeks after that. Her final text said, "I can't be your babysitter forever. You need to figure your life out." She blocked him before he could even respond. I watched Benny completely fall apart. He stopped answering my calls, stopped leaving his apartment. When I finally forced my way in to check on him, he was just sitting in the dark watching his phone record himself sleeping, trying to document every episode for his disability application. "Nobody gets it," he told me. "They think I'm lazy or high or faking. Even doctors look at me like I'm wasting their time because I don't look sick." For a whole year, Benny barely existed. He lived off savings and his mom's help. He filled out disability paperwork that got rejected twice. He joined some online support group for people with narcolepsy just to talk to others who actually understood. Then, things started changing. Someone from his support group helped him find remote work as a 3D printer technician. A woman from Minnesota walked him through the entire disability appeal process and which doctors to see. He started getting his life back piece by piece, working from home on his own schedule. The day his disability assistance finally got approved, a package showed up at his door with no return address. Inside was a plaque that said, "Best Tech Award," and a letter saying he'd won some contest for innovation in accessible technology. Benny called me completely confused. I didn't enter any contest. Turns out his support group had nominated him for designing a better sleep tracking system for people with narcolepsy. They'd sent in his work without telling him. Last week, Benny sent me a photo. He was standing in front of his own small business sign, Accessible Tech Solutions. He'd used the award money to start his own company designing equipment for people with conditions like his. His dad finally apologized last month. Said he didn't understand before, but he does now. Ashley tried reaching out too. Benny left her message on read.